This is a cold call. What is up, everybody? My name is Advance, and this is Advanced Sports Talk. All right, so it's week 12, Sunday. Let's get into it. Starting, of course, as y'all know, we utterly thrashed the Falcons earlier this season. I'm not gonna say we thrashed them again this week, but we definitely dominated. Buccaneers ended up beating the Falcons 30-17. And really, the game wouldn't have been that close if Brady didn't get, I wouldn't say greedy, but if he didn't get a little pass happy, like right before the end of the half. So he tried to hit Fournette on a screen out to the flat, and Marlon Davidson ended up jumping in and intercepting the ball, and he took it in 3 yards for a touchdown. So, you know, I think that's the second time he got hit like that this year. No. Yeah, I think he got hit like that. The other times that I'm thinking about was last season when he got hit with the Chargers. When the Chargers caught that pick six and ran. Yeah, Marlon Davidson ended up sliding in front because it's funny because you usually don't hear about defensive tackles getting interceptions. But I can speak as a former lineman myself. I'm sure that he was ecstatic because we don't get a chance to shine. Very competitive game. Tom Brady was 38 for 51, 368 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, which I just mentioned. Quarterback rating 112.2. Matt Ryan 30 for 41. Man, that's pretty good. 297 through 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, quarterback rating 93.2. So, man, Cordell Patterson going off. Russell Gage, 11 out of 12 targets for 130 yards. And Cordell Patterson had 78 yards rushing. So Fournette took the majority of the rushes and the majority of the carries, 13 carries for 44 yards. Godwin, though, 15 catches for 143 yards. Mike Evans, 7 catches for 99 yards. Just couldn't get that one yard. Gronk, 4 catches for 58 yards. Leonard Fournette, 7 catches for 48 yards. Look, I keep telling y'all that's not his job. He's not supposed to be catching. But hey, I guess if he wanted to start, they was like, look, motherfucker, you want to learn how to catch. So, but that's Rojo's job. But it's good to know that, Fournette's getting all of these carries so that if something were to happen, Rojo is fresh. And Rojo can come in. And we still got Gio. We still got Gio and Keyshawn Vaughn behind him. So we got depth. Man, speaking of depth, yeah, I already know. Antonio Brown. That's going to be a topic for a whole nother video. Buccaneers beat the Falcons 30-17. So, we still trying to maintain that top spot. I mean, at this point, unless Carolina does something like phenomenal, like we pretty much got it because the only top competition was the Saints. All of their top players are hurt. Jameis, yes, I do consider Jameis their top player. Jameis, Kamara, Thomas. So far, we got it. Next, we're going to talk about the Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lamar didn't look good this game. I mean, he was 23 for 37 for 253 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. It's not terrible, but he could be better. That's the thing. And then basically this game just boiled down to whether you kick the field goal, kick the extra point, going to overtime, or go for a 2-point conversion. At the end of the game, they decided to go for a 2-point conversion, and they didn't get it. So now it hit the dude in the hands. See, situations like that is tricky, and whenever there's a situation such, Harbaugh will basically consult with his quarterback. Like, cause I don't know if you've seen the one mic'd up session where the one session that kind of went viral, made its way around the internet. If it didn't, everybody's seen the clip. He was like, "All right, Lamar, it's 4th and such and such. What do you want to do? You want to go for it, or do you want to punt?" "Hell yeah, coach, let's go for it." So, yeah, that's the type of relationship that they have. So Harbaugh has enough trust in his quarterback to say, "All right, you know what? Screw it. We're going to go for it." So they went for the 2-point conversion. They went to win the game. Now, either way, it's a gamble. You either gamble on the 2-point conversion or you gamble on the kickoff. Because if you gamble on the kickoff and Big Ben throws one of those bombs, he don't throw many of them. You know what I mean? He don't got many of them, but if he throws one, you know, you pretty much lose the game either way. So it's one of those things where it's like, hey, you're either a Christ or a Hitler. Steelers beat the Ravens 20-19. Ravens still in first place though, so there's a positive with that. Next, we got the Arizona Cardinals versus the Chicago Bears. And Kyler Murray didn't throw too much, but he did enough. 11 for 15 for 123 yards. James Conner still filling in for Chase Edmonds. 20 carries for 75 yards. David Montgomery, 21 carries for 90 yards. Man, he went off. DeAndre Hopkins catching 2 out of 2 targets for 32 yards and a touchdown. He's steadily getting back into the swing of things because, you know, like D-Hop usually never missed a game, but hey, sometimes, when God tell you to sit your ass down, you gotta sit your ass down. So Cardinals beat the Bears 33-22. Next, Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Jets. Battle of the Greens. Jalen Hurts was out this game because he rolled his ankle at the end of the last game, which I personally think that they could have won. So Gardner Minshew got the start. Man, I gotta say, for somebody that's been out of practice, he looked good. 20 for 25, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, one quarterback rating 133. Came in, immediately leaned on Dallas Goedert, who caught 6 out of 6 targets for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. Man, Dallas Goedert went the fuck off. Oh man. So Zach Wilson still battled back. What was he? 23 for 38, 226 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Man, Miles Sanders, though, like 24 carries for 120 yards. Run the ball. Yeah, like, hey, you better run the ball. Oh man, mess around, burn Philly down again. Oh man, Eagles beat the Jets 33-18. Next, you got Indianapolis Colts versus the Houston Texans. And man, like, they ain't had to do them like that. Oh man, Colts ended up beating the Texans 31-0. Alright, so we had Carson Wentz, who was 16 for 22, 158 yards, 1 touchdown, quarterback rating 107. And I know Philly is saying, excellent. Actually, I think he might be at the point where they get like, all right, look, go ahead and get hurt. Because they had the deal where the contingent on Carson Wentz performance depended on whether or not the Eagles got a 1st round pick or 4th round pick. But Carson has already like performed above and beyond, despite how he started the season. So he's already played. I think he's played well over 70 to 75% of the snaps. So now he just gotta depend. It is looking like that they're gonna make the playoffs. So if they make the playoffs, then and he plays 75% of the snaps, then that with the pick that they traded the Eagles to get Carson Wentz will be a first round pick. So yeah, like Texans couldn't get nothing going, and you know that Lovie Smith defense did what they could to keep him in the game, but you know when offense don't produce, there's only but so much that they can do. Man, Jonathan Taylor though. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor definitely took over that Derrick Henry role. You know, 32 carries for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. But he fumbled once though. But still, like, damage is done. Next, we got the LA Chargers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh man, so we got the rookie class, the top rookies from last year. So of course, you know, Joe Burrow wasn't able to finish the season last year because he got hurt. Justin Herbert was thrusted into the starting role week 2 against the Chiefs, and you know he's been a beast ever since. So we can talk about, yeah, we already know about the suspicious activities that led to him being a starting quarterback, but hey, that's topic for another day. But yeah, man, so this game was very exciting. Both quarterbacks did exceptionally well, but you know, Chargers wanted it more, and a pick six didn't really help much either. So that kind of pretty much put the nail in the coffin with Austin Eckler on a touchdown. Actually, no, yeah, because they were struggling for a little bit in the fourth quarter with putting them away, but luckily the Bengals couldn't capitalize on the possessions that they got in the fourth quarter. T. Higgins for 9 out of 14 targets for 138 yards. Mike Williams 5 out of 7 targets for 110 yards. Jalen Guyton caught 4 out of 4 targets for 90 yards. Austin Eckler 45 or 5 for 45. Keenan Allen 5 for 32 or 34 and 2 touchdowns. Oh man, yeah. Jared Cook 3 for 29. So yeah, man, it's oh man, so yeah, Justin Herbert had a field day. Helped me out, so hey. Next, we got the New York Giants versus the Miami Dolphins. Man, Tua not playing with them. So Daniel Jones was out, so they had Mike Glennon, former Buck. He was 23 for 44, 187 yards, 1 interception. Tua Tagovailoa 30 for 41, 244 yards, 2 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley 11 carries for 55 yards. See, he's a beast in the first half of the season and goes downhill, but you know he has also been hurt too. So that's the thing, when you got a workhorse back, that rate of that chance of injury is higher. So, oh man, Jalen Waddle caught 9 out of 11 targets for 90 yards. Man, that was the best draft pick that they could have got. The only draft pick that would have been better is if they would have got Devontae Smith. But we already knew that if the Eagles didn't take Devontae Smith, that the Dolphins was going to get Jalen Waddle, or vice versa. So it only makes sense to have quarterbacks get their receivers that they had from college, I mean, look at what's going on up in Cincinnati with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Dolphins beat the Giants 20-9. Next, we got the Minnesota Vikings versus the Detroit Lions. And I swear, you would have I swear the Lions thought they won the Super Bowl. Oh, man. Lions beat the Vikings 29-27. Kirk Cousins, 30 for 40 for 340 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff, 25 for 41, 296 yards, 3 touchdowns. Alexander Mattinson filling in for the injured Dalvin Cook, 22 carries for 90 yards. Justin Jefferson caught 11 out of 14 targets for 182 yards and 1 touchdown. Man. Hold up. This is a name. Amon-Ra St. Brown caught 10 out of 12 targets for 86 yards and 1 touchdown. Man, so man, I'm happy for the Lions. It's like when you get that first dub, especially after the season that they had. They was 0-10-1 coming into this this week. Yeah, he put a 1 in the win column. Like I said, there's no easy wins, no guaranteed wins in this league. Not anymore. Everybody got a squad. There's winnable games, there's challenging games, and then there's games you should win. Just because you should win don't necessarily mean that you will. So, next, we're going to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the LA Rams. And man, the Rams got stomped 37-7. Man, the Jags got stomped 37-7. All right, Trevor Lawrence, 16 for 28, 145 yards. Matt Stafford, 26 for 38, 295 yards, 3 touchdowns. Man, Sony Michel coming back. 24 carries for 121 yards. Lil Cooper Kupp caught 8 out of 10 targets for 129 yards. Man. And of course, Matt Gay making field goals left and right. Former Buccaneer, but it just makes me sad that we got rid of him. But I keep meaning to look and find out why we got rid of him. Because one minute he was on the roster, next minute we had Ryan Suckup. So yeah, I don't know what the deal with that was. In any case, moving on. So we had the Washington football team, the team formerly known as the Washington Redskins, versus the Las Vegas Raiders. And man, this was a low-scoring game. Washington beat the Raiders 17-15. Hunter Renfrow caught 9 out of 10 targets for 102 yards. Antonio Gibson, 23 carries for 80. Josh Jacobs, 52 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. But yeah, it's crazy because in a game like that, you would say hey, if I held my opponent to the teens, we should win. But I guess I don't know what happened when both of them are held to the teens. And Washington came out on top. And lastly, but not least, we had the San Francisco 49ers versus the Seattle Seahawks. So, Seahawks beat the 49ers 30-23, breaking a 3-game losing streak. Man. Also, Adrian Peterson scored his 126th career touchdown. Man, that's cool, man. He's now tied with Jim Brown for 10th all-time in touchdowns. That's what's up. Especially considering the fact that I keep forgetting that Adrian Peterson is in the league until I see him pop up on this show. But, hey, Props, man. Props. All right, so that's going to do it for the Sunday afternoon games. I'll be back later for all the primetime games. And primetime games we got to talk about. All right. I'll catch y'all later.